Hi, I'm Jim Jubeck, and welcome to my YouTube video for June 21st, Wednesday. It's sort of pre-summerish here in New York, and lots of thunderstorms rolling through, and the Yankees are playing a lot of really strange doubleheaders. All that aside, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to get notification of when we do the next one, we're doing about 3 a week, not always on the same day. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's free. That way you get a little notice that when the new one goes up. If you want more of my stuff, you can go to my free site. That's jubeckpicks.com. 3 portfolios, usually 2 or so posts a day. My paid site, Jubeck AM, has 6 portfolios and usually more picks a day. You'll find links to those down below. Right now, we're doing a special offer in honor of my mustache. It's the 50th anniversary of my mustache. Dates back to 1973 and a trip to the Outer Banks. So it's 50% off on subscription to Jubeck Picks. So it's $99 instead of the normal $199. That's running for another few days, but the offer should be everywhere as well as down below. Thanks very much. Okay, so summer peonies, which may, to some people, arouse feelings of, aesthetic joy, summer coming. To me, it's a reminder of my first summer job. I think, like 10 or 11. My uncle who lived across the street from us, raised peonies, or peonies as we call them. And my brother and I were hired at 25 cents a jar, not an hour, a jar, a little pint mason jar, to pick Japanese beetles off the peonies. Now, I think 25 cents for a jar is, it's the jar part that really should bug you, because it takes a lot of beetles to fill up a jar. But it's the 25 cents that I sort of focus on. And one of the things I've done recently is look to see, well, what was 25 cents in, say, 1960 or 60 worth today? Well, I was actually making $2.53 a jar in current dollars. Still not a whole lot for a jar, but much better than 25 cents. And one of the things that brings to mind, and I'd like to tell you, remind you of, is the title of this talk, is Inflation Deserves a Bigger Role in Your Portfolio, especially long-term portfolio thinking. And that's because if you look at inflation over, the period from 1960 or 1965, $100 in June 1960 worth $1,009 today. So that's a tenfold increase. And you can say, well, the Fed is going to bring inflation down. I think one of the worries I have is that inflation is really not going to come down because it's built into the sort of global climate economy in ways that the Fed really doesn't have much control over. That we're seeing disruptions in agriculture, which are going to drive up food prices. We're seeing disruptions in energy production and new kinds of energy production, which requires bigger costs. They're going to drive up energy prices. Supply chains are going to be a mess. We're seeing large parts of the world go from being inhabitable to uninhabitable with refugees. I think we're looking at a period of extraordinary inflation that's not susceptible to central bank action. So if you think that there's any validity in this, you should be thinking more about, do I have some inflation protection in my portfolio? And I think that means gold, crucial commodities such as copper, lithium, all these things which are going to be in short supply and are sort of bottlenecks, as well as traditional inflation protection for a period when, hey, I think inflation is going to run higher than it did during this period from 60 to now, when we had some pretty high inflation in there. So think a little bit more about the role of inflation in your portfolio, especially if you've got a long time horizon, because now is the time to put some inflation hedges in place. This is Jim Jubeck. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. That gets you more Get your notification when we're doing more of these. We're doing about 3 a week. You can find links to my free portfolio, Jubak Picks, my free site, Jubak Picks. It's got 3 portfolios down below. My paid site, Jubak AM, down below. And to my 50% off mustache offer, celebrating 50 years of my Jim's mustache at 50% off. So $99 instead of the normal $199 for another few days. And you can find a link to that down below as well. Thanks very much for watching.